Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. It is class 12th subject economics, and the topic which we are going to discuss today is functions of money. Dear students, we have discussed briefly in the previous lecture that what is money. Let me remind you that according to the definition of Robinson, anything which is widely accepted in payment for goods or for carrying other kinds of business obligations is called money. Now, dear students, as far as the functions of money are concerned, the main functions of money are like this. The first important function of money is that it acts as a medium of exchange. तो मीडियम ऑफ एक्सचेंज से हम क्या समझते हैं कि मीडियम ऑफ एक्सचेंज है क्या? What do we mean by this statement that is money acts as a medium of exchange? Dear students, let us consider an example. For example, when we go to the shopkeeper and ask him for a piece of chocolate, so what we gives to the shopkeeper in exchange of chocolate, यानी कि जब हम किसी दुकानदार को चॉकलेट के लिए कहते हैं कि हमें वो वाला चॉकलेट दे दो, फॉर एग्जाम्पल द कॉस्ट ऑफ दैट चॉकलेट इज 2 रुपीज़. जब हमें शॉपकीपर यानी दुकानदार चॉकलेट देता है तो हम उसको क्या देते हैं? श्योरली वी गिव हिम मनी, से 2 रुपीज़ फॉर द पीस ऑफ चॉकलेट. सो if we realize here that what we exchange for what, यानी कि हम एक्सचेंज क्या कर रहे हैं, यानी मैंने चॉकलेट के बदले दुकानदार को क्या दिया, तो श्योरली हम देख रहे हैं कि हमने चॉकलेट के बदले इस दुकानदार को 2 रुपीज़ दिए, यानी कि 2 रुपये का नोट दिए. नाउ द क्वेश्चन हियर अराइजेस दैट व्हाई शॉपकीपर एक्सेप्ट्स these 2 rupee notes for a piece of chocolate. If we compare the weight of 2 rupees note and a piece of chocolate, which weighs more? Definitely a piece of chocolate weighs more. So why shopkeeper accepts such agreement? He accepts it because the value of 2 rupee note is backed by the government. Because we can see the statement written on this 2 rupee note or 5 rupee note or 10, 50, 100 rupee note, a statement is written on it that if we see the statement written on this 2 rupee note, the statement is like that I promise to pay the bearer the sum of ₹2. यानी कि जो ये स्टेटमेंट होता है, इस स्टेटमेंट को बैक कौन करता है पीछे? इट इज बैक्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ द कंसर्न्ड कंट्री. सो दैट इज व्हाई दिस स्टेटमेंट गिव्स श्योरिटी टू द शॉपकीपर दैट आई विल exchange this 2 rupee note for any other commodity. That is why the shopkeeper accepts 2 rupee note, because it is backed by the government, which is declared by the statement that I promise to pay the bearer the sum of rupees, 2 rupees, 10 rupees, 50 rupees. Yes, dear students. Now, the another important function of money is that it acts as a store of value. Yes, dear students, in earlier days of barter system, जब barter system एग्जिस्टेंस में था, यानी कि चीज़ के बदले चीज़ दिया जाता था या चीज़ के बदले चीज़ लिया जाता था. So in olden days of barter system it was very difficult to store wealth. यानी कि जब बार्टर सिस्टम का दौर चलता था तो उस वक़्त सरमाया जमा करना बिल्कुल और बेहद मुश्किल था. It was not only difficult but impossible to store value in the form of commodities. What would happen? For example, if a person had accumulated huge amount of grains, food grains, or huge amount of vegetables. Today, we want to store our wealth, and the best means to do same is to store money. As the value of money remains stable, it is considered to be the most convenient form of present exchange, and other fruit of past labor can be preserved. Yes, dear student, this was another important function of money. Now, the third important function of money is that another important function of money is that it performs as a common measure of value. That is, the money performs as a common measure of value. What do we mean by this statement? We mean by this statement that it acts as a measuring rod, or we can say that it acts as a measuring stick of economic transactions, which removed the difficulty of inconvenience of barter, where we could not find as how much could be exchanged for how much. There was no common measure, but this difficulty has been solved by money, which expresses the value of any commodity with the mechanism. Today, this measurement is expressed by its price. With the help of money, we are able to express the value of every commodity. For example, I will take another same example, that is when we went to the shop and asked the shopkeeper for a piece of chocolate, he gives us a piece of chocolate. But why any consumer, why any customer pays specific amount for any specific amount of chocolate or specific piece of chocolate? Because he weighs in mind, because the consumer weighs in mind that how much its value it is. He pays the same amount which he realizes that it must, the value of that commodity is. So this was another function of money. Apart from these functions, there are so many functions of money. जो मैंने यहाँ पर डिस्कस वो मोटी कुछ functions money की थी. So dear students, with this we have completed this topic. Hope that all of you have got the concept clearly, and I also hope that you are working hard at your home. So this was all about today. Allah Hafiz Nasir.